It actually really does. So I want to welcome you guys. Thank you for coming back. How is it going so far for you guys and what you've learned in this series? Just give me one thing that sticks out for you guys.
I'd say that it's going well because like we've been learning about credit and stuff. So we've been learning about more of the finance side of it. And I think that's very informational and very like fundamental for business because like that's something that I kind of lack. So to be learning that is very important to me.
Oh, yes. All about regular credit, personal credit, then business credit. Yes. It's very instrumental when it comes to business. Hi, Maggie.
I also really like learning about the credit because like I always wondered like how it like worked out because when I was in middle school, like my teacher didn't really go over it thoroughly. So I'm glad someone actually taught about it. And I also took many notes.
Oh, did you? Well, that's good. And in credit, it is such a big world of its own that you have to apply and understand it. But you can actually, I wasn't able to listen in the last one, but I do know even at your age, you can start to build credit with your parents' help when you're at it. Two things. So that's great because it is a big part of actually business is the credit and how you utilize funds, things of that nature. Hi, Naya. How are you? It has you still
Hi.
connecting. Now we hear you.
Okay. You can see me too?
Yes, ma'am. How are you doing? You're muted.
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. What we're doing is I just want to know how things going so far in the series and what is sticking out to you that you are learning, that you've learned so far.
Definitely the finance part of it. I always like the finance part.
Numbers, right? How to get cash flow and how to build our businesses. That is a very good part. What I want to do, I want to jump in and welcome you guys. I'm Missy. I know you guys have me before, and what we're gonna do, I want you guys to really interact. You can come off a mute if you like. And I can't always see the chat. So if you guys come off mute and we interact verbally, that would be great if we can do that. And then we're just going to get started. Let's see. So we are doing business writing today. What do you guys know about business writing? Maggie?
I don't really know. I never heard of this, but I think it's maybe something about presentation, like writing about a presentation and showcasing it.
Okay. All right. Brianna?
I mean, I feel like it's general. I don't feel like it's anything specific. I feel like it's learning just writing formally to people, like emails or business letters or things like that. I feel like that's what it is.
Okay. And Anaya? You're muted.
Yeah, I see her lips moving.
Uh-huh.
Hello?
Yes.
Can you repeat the question? Because I couldn't hear.
Yeah, sure. See you later. Love you too. I asking, what do you know? Have you heard about business writing?
I don't really know anything about business writing, but I would infer that it's a way to present your business in a succinct way so that a person gets enough information to want to learn more about your business.
Okay. All right. Gian?
I think it's like writing like how much how much your business is making and how much is losing, like pretty much like accounting, maybe.
What's the last word you said? I'm sorry.
Accounting.
Okay. All right. That's a great giving back the feedback that you're getting. So like I said, welcome to the business writing. And Gian, we just did one quick thing of what have you learned or what sticks out so far in this series? Gian,
Yeah.
what sticks out so far in this series that you've learned?
Like what class?
Yeah, or just one thing that sticks out when you have to reflect back on a series so far.
Hmm, the teachers, the professors.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's jump into it. And I've just asked them to you guys be interactive verbally for me so we can get through things and work through this and actually have some good interaction and talking. That fair? All right, see heads nod. All right. All right, this is the primary statement. The content is the material shared by S.O.A.R. The information, all that is only for our purposes and it's private and confidential and any fairs that we have. So please do not share it. It's just for the students right now, instructors and identified partners for you guys. So the objectives for today, what we're going to do, we're going to identify the nature and purpose of a discourse. What is a discourse also? And differentiate between the types of discourses and identify and differentiate between the types of literary discourses. Now, the first thing we have is text as a connected discourse. So what it is, it's written text. It specifies a purpose and it's organized for that purpose of the discourse. And you guys may say, what's a discourse, Missy? Basically, it's a fancy word for a dialogue or discussion that you actually have. For example, if you are debating the value of a buffalo chicken wing versus let's say, barbecue chicken wing, with your friend, basically you're engaging in a discourse, in a conversation, a dialogue, or a discussion that you have. And it's not just language. It's actually also the way we use the language to communicate. So with each other in social situations, and nonverbal and verbal, obviously. So it's a way to share our thoughts and have the ideas to build relationships, because obviously when we're building businesses, we need to network. We need to build social and business relationships because that actually helps boost us, and our name sometimes will get farther and faster than our actual personal presence building forward. So, and that will actually establish a culture for us who we want to target and identify, and then we can influence others also. So that word is meeting, it creates the meaning in the world where we want to be at and how we are. So think of the word discourse when you hear it as a language tailored to social context. Does that make sense? And also, if you guys have any questions or at all during this time, please just come off mute and ask. All right, now this is what I want to ask you guys. I want you to write an I am quote or a statement about yourself, or one that you like, maybe that you guys heard of, that you look by. And then I want to ask your thoughts and the statement behind it that you have. So I'll give you guys about 5 minutes to do that, 2 to 5 minutes to do that. Are you talking, Brianna? Because if you are, it's on mute.
Oh no, sorry. I was just talking to myself.
Okay, no problem. And it doesn't have to be anything long. It could be something short.
Oh, can you put the instructions in the chat?
Oh, it's right there in the screen. Just write a quote or a motivational statement. If there's something that you guys like, an author that you guys like, that you hear a lot of time, a quote, what's the source of it? And then your thoughts about the statement, even if you want to write one about your own. For instance, I can say, I am empowered. I'm empowered by the scholars that I teach every day. And the reason behind it is because I feel that I can learn from them as they learn from me, as we work in a unity together to create this place a better world and understand each other more. Your feedback is important. That helps me learn also. So it could be something short, sweet, and simple. And when you are done, put a 1 in the chat. Okay, let's see, we have Maggie and Brianna. Okay, while the other two are finishing, I would like to start with Maggie. What did you write?
So I wrote, I am who I define myself as. So the reason I wrote this is because I want to pave my own path and allow like no one to control me. I want to do my own thing and like succeed. That's what I want to do.
Very good, very good. All right, Brianna?
So for mine, I said I am full of creativity as I tackle on new challenges, and I'd like to say that that applies to a lot of what I do, especially in the business realm, but also in my schoolwork projects. I always just like to add on new ideas to be more creative.
Very good, very good. All right, Anaya? Oh, she might have dropped off.
Yes, she did.
Did she? Okay, I heard a noise. All right, Gian, am I saying your name correctly too? I just want to make sure.
Yeah, you are, but I'm not finished yet.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And I put the directions in the chat too if you needed it.
That's all right. I'll give you about 2 more minutes if that's okay. I like that the two of you, Maggie and Brianna, you have the statements that you actually came up with. Actually, you've thought about it, it seems like, but you seems like you're very empowered by it yourself. And you actually, do you write it? You guys have that written down for you to remind yourselves? Or did you just come up with it now when asked?
I came up with it when you asked, but I also wrote it down.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wrote it down. So I wrote it down in my notes.
1 second, it's not working for me right now. Okay. All right. Just let us know when you're ready, John. With those statements, Maggie and Brianna, that you have, what is something that motivates you? Like, how are you feeling with that statement when you said it? Brianna?
I couldn't hear you. Can you repeat yourself? Sorry.
Sure. When you wrote that statement, how did you feel when you wrote it?
Personally for me, I'd say I felt like more empowered to like spark new ideas and stuff.
Mhm.
So also more confident because it just reminds me that I am creative and I do have more ideas to share. So it just makes me feel like I should share my ideas more. Something like that.
Okay.
Well, mine made me feel determined because, like, in the future, I want to be free. Like, I don't want to rely on people. So it made me feel better about myself, I guess.
That's good. I understand not want to rely on people, but at times we do have to work together with other people to help get us where we actually need to be. And that's some of the concept when it comes to writing and the different parts. We're going to talk about what business writing is and like we said, the different discourse, the different dialogue that you can have. And emotion and feelings does go with that because there's also a creativity component and how you work with it and how you perceive some of the content that you're trying to share, how you're trying to inform of it, and how you're trying to move forward. So then we go to the part of, what is business versus writing? What is the difference? Let's say with Maggie, what do you think about the difference between business versus the writing? I want to give you an example with it. When we say it's just business writing versus personal writing, the business writing, it can be defined as writing that takes place in or for the business or the workplace is when you have your business writing. And the personal writing is what we just did as an example. It's for any other purpose that fills the writer's needs. The style, the format, the tone, the vocabulary may be similar, but the intention and the composition will differ. You can use those I am statements to propel you in business as motivation, but it's something you creative actually to move. Now, the business writing aspect in the business would be your mission and your vision statement, how it actually applies to that type of business writing and that part of that. So the purpose that we have of business writing, basically it's used in a professional setting that we have and the professional communication. So where have you guys seen business writing at?
A documentary?
Correct. When they're writing stats, especially in a business and a medical aspect to it, or some types of scholarly journals, you can see some, but when it's pertaining to it and how it can help the business aspect of it. Now, when we have the purpose, there's 3 reasons the purpose for business writing. And this is that comes with, think about the businesses that you guys want to actually develop or the product, what you want to do. So imagine you're a manager at a coffee shop and you need to sell your team a new type of coffee, a coffee bean that you're starting to use, or even let's use Starbucks, for example, when you're using that, you would write some type of email that is actually detailing what the new bean is and where it's from and how it's going to be different from the old one. And so you're informing them. So the purpose of it, you want to inform them and you want to share that different information there is. So everyone knows what's going on. The other purpose of the business writing is actually to persuade people. So when you want them to say, hey, I want you to buy this product, it goes to, let's say you're trying to convince someone, let's say someone at school who's trying to start a recycling program. So you would write a letter to the principal explaining why recycling is important, some things that you guys do, or why your business is important, or you feel maybe a mission or something you're passionate about. You want to say how it can benefit the school, what the steps are needed to be taken, and then you're just not sharing the information right now. You're trying to convince. You're trying to convince the reader to take some type of action or agree with you in your point of view. So with those two there, in informing and persuading, is there an example that you guys can use when wanting in your business? How can you inform something about your business ventures you guys are thinking about as entrepreneurs, about your product or your business or your service? Gian?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the business or entrepreneur, what you're looking to do, a product, how can you inform somebody about it? How can you just share the information to know what's going on?
Share the information. You can persuade them.
What's an example?
An example. An example. You talking to them about your new product?
Right. I think when you did your pitch, wasn't it about a moving company, transportation?
Yeah.
Okay. What were you using to persuade someone to use you versus someone else?
Trucking.
Say again.
Trucking.
Trucking, yes. How was that you want to persuade somebody to use yours over someone else to move things for the trucking, for that service? What could you offer over someone else that'd be better?
That the products would be safer.
Okay. And how would they be safer?
By being more secure.
And screw with it. And handling the products?
Like the driver, like driving the truck, not going too fast.
So taking care of it, basically.
Yeah.
You have more care for the products and what you're delivering. Okay, that's good. All right, Brianna?
Okay, so for like informing, like if you're specifying like a specific product, you could inform your customers by creating a user manual. So they can, like, I guess that would be an example. Like you would like provide information about the product and how to use it and just the instructions and everything you need, essentially.
Right. That's a good example. And then the last purpose we have is to entertain. So with entertaining, let's imagine you're writing for your school's newsletter, and you want to write about a recent school fair or a recent event that's happened at school. You want to write how fun and engaging it was. So that article, you're going to describe the event, the food, the games, the overall atmosphere of what occurred during that, because your goal is you want to provide that enjoyable reading experience, and also you want them to actually sometimes partake in it, which you want to do. So maybe even make the readers laugh, make them feel, good about the fair. So in these cases, the style and the tone and the content that you are sharing, that you're writing, it will change based on the purpose. As we said, the informing, the persuading, or even the entertaining, because the informing aspect of it is going to be straightforward and factual, what you have. So the persuading, you want to involve it. Sometimes the persuasion, it could be a debate, actually, when people are giving their two sides, when you have pros and cons to persuading someone, that involves the argument. And then the entertaining aspect of it is just engaging. It's going to amuse the reader. It's going to make them feel good, or say, hey, sometimes as an entertainment aspect, when you see some of the horoscope readings that you see, going on, or as we just did the motivational quote at times, it can be informative, but it depends on how you're utilizing the content, what you're using and doing. So the 4 types of disclosures that we have here in the business writing is instructional, informational, persuasive, and transactional. These are the 4 that we're gonna go over. And then actually you hit on some of that, Brianna, when you were saying inform me, having the details and having some manuals. You hit on some of that. So in these, have you guys done any writings already in school when you have when they ask for the different types of arguments that you have maybe in some of your English classes? Have you guys done these before? Anaya?
Yes, I have. I did an informational and persuasive essay.
Okay. Did you like one or the other? One over the other?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Did you like one over the other?
Persuasive.
Persuasive? Gotcha. All right. The first one we have is instructional. The instructional is designed to guide the reader through a series of steps and processes. Basically, it's a step-by-step guide. We're writing to tell you how to do something, as you said, Brianna, like a manual. Or better yet, you can be like a recipe for you guys that like food, especially like Chef Dre. So you think of the recipe. Think of exactly how you're telling someone to make, let's say I love chocolate chip cookies. So how to make those, the steps that need to be clear, they need to be precise, and also that anyone can follow it. And you end up with a delicious cookie, but also not a kitchen disaster, like burning the cookies or something like that. And the things to remember is that you're aiming to teach the reader how to perform, to do something. And some of those writings that you are. So with some of you guys, I would do something sometimes that we used to have to do in a team building exercise. Is we used to have to, when I was in occupational therapy, we had to actually give instructions on how to actually make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And when you sit and have to give step-by-step instructions, it's kind of funny because you think, of course, I know to get 2 pieces of bread out, but you don't know because you're going to make a half or a whole sandwich. Or how to actually spread the peanut butter on there. You can say, just put the peanut butter on the bread. How exactly are you put the peanut butter on the bread? So one activity that I want you guys to be able to do, and give you guys about 10 minutes to do it. I want you to think about, when we're thinking about instructional actual writing, is I want you to take the scenario of planning a cultural exchange day. So write a guide, and this is short, it doesn't have to be long, but write a guide on how to plan a cultural exchange day at school. Include the steps on selecting the culture that you want to explore, the types of activities, and how to engage the students. It can be brief, like I said, it doesn't have to be very long, but I want you to get the feel of instructional writing. You guys have any questions? And I can also take this. Oops. Do you guys have any questions on how to do the activity? No? Miss Latoya, are you able to put 2 and 2 into breakout rooms so they can work on it together?
Sure, you want to do that now?
Yes, please. Then I have about 10 minutes to come up with that.
Sure. Let me just set them up.
Please.
You said
And
10
it can be brief with you guys also, so.
All right, I think we're all set. All right, so just click join when you see it on your screen.
Okay. I don't know how to toggle through the rooms, but I thought to get them to work together more, to wake them up a little bit.
Sure. Do you want to broadcast this activity into the room so they can see it, the scenario, or do you want to copy and paste it?
Broadcast it, because I'm not sure how you're saying to copy and paste it, not how to do that function.
Okay, let me, will you mind stop sharing and then I'll go to what you sent me?
Nope.
And I will try to do it that way.
I mean, I don't mind stop sharing what I meant.
Okay. No problem. What slide number is that?
11.
Okay. Let me just get there. Okay, I found it. Let me broadcast it into the room. Here to breakout room.
And they'd see the timer is what they see.
They should see a timer, yeah.
Okay.
Can you see that or no?
No, I just said it just shows you started sharing your screen. I don't see anything. No, I don't see.
Funny. Let me something else. You're seeing that now, right?
Correct.
Okay. So they should see it in their breakout rooms too.
Oh, okay. That's neat. I'm learning something new.
Yeah, you can broadcast into the breakout room. So let me pause the recording actually. Missy, I'm gonna let you go ahead and start sharing again. So I'm gonna stop sharing.
Okay. So what'd you guys think of that? So well, I want to hear what you come up with. Who wants to go first? Group 1 or group 2? And there were no numbers on it. So that's what I'm saying. Who wants to go first? Go ahead, Brianna.
Okay, so me and Anaya, we decided to make our steps like okay. So basically, first we would make a survey asking students to choose the culture they would want to explore, just to see how much interest there is. Then we would have to actually find a date for the cultural event. And then well, the actual activities or the way we would want it to go is that we would have a booth with food and from other cultures and make it kind of like a carnival
Okay.
with prizes and food and we would have like a card like with the prizes there would be a card with the gift there would be a card about the culture so you would have like a token of it
Okay.
so yeah.
All right. And what types of food would you have?
Depending on the survey. So, like, if people have interest in like a certain amount of cultures, we would have to concentrate the boost on those cultures. So, for example, if somebody has something about like a Native American culture,
Mhm.
we would have we would have like this booth, so filled with foods about that culture.
Okay. That sounds good. Sounds like fun too, and engaging them in the activities that you're going to have with prizes and that. Okay. All right. Which one wants to go, Maggie or Gian?
So my like plan was my first step was to like ask a teacher to like oversee finance to like see if it was okay or not. And afterwards, I would ask the principal for permission to like do the culture exchange. And then if like the principal says yes, I'll go to the main office so they could announce it in the morning. And like tomorrow after the morning of the announcement, I was thinking like the people would dress up in like their cultural costumes, like bring ornaments or stuff like that.
That sounds fun. So you guys did very, very good in giving you one direction. You make it clear what you're trying to do. So with going back, I was saying with instructional business writing. Let me go back and share with you. You provided those instructions. You guys did great with wanting to, how you said you want to go to the principal, who want to do a survey. So you did good wanting tools on how to utilize and how to get the information that you need to provide that instruction. So a quick thing I want you guys to write down that may help you learn or remember the instructional business writing is, when giving a direction, make it a clear selection. And I'll say it again. When giving a direction, make it a clear selection. So a quick thing with instructional business writing. So your step-by-step guide, is that aspect of it for you. So the next type of discourse we're going to speak about is going to be informational. So this is just the facts. So you focus on delivering the objective of the information to the reader. So it's just writing the details about the topic, like a news article or let's say a report, which I know you guys probably have done all types of reports in school so far. So you read it like the news report. So you're going to you act like you're the reporter, and you're going to be telling everyone about let's say a new skate park opening in town. So just the facts of it. Where is it at? When does it open? And what features does it have? There are no opinions at all. It's just useful information that the people can decide if they want to go, if they want to check it out, and something that is actually stated. So you're going to utilize the style they do it. Other than reports, it's memos. Even they don't have to be real long. They're just straight, concise, and to the point too. And then when it comes to your business aspect, it's your business analysis. How are we going to make it so informational about it? We want to make sure how we deliver it, make sure that we're answering the questions that they may need, and how to show them the needed elements that's actually going to put it together. We're going to educate and inform them on that particular subject. So the next thing that I want you guys to actually do is going to be another writing. So I want you to get your paper and pen, and I want you to sit and think about, let's say, reviewing of a school play, and if not a play, let's say a movie. So maybe you guys don't know, I don't know if you guys have plays in your schools that you have. I want you to provide some factual details about the plot of it, the performance, and the overall experience without personal opinions that you see that you got from that. Does that make sense? So it's going to be a review of a play or a movie that focuses on providing factual details about the whole plot, the performance, and the overall experience without any personal opinions of it. So no biases when it comes in it. And then I'm going to split you guys into your breakout rooms again, and I have you in there for about 10-15 minutes. Do you guys have any questions for you guys to go in breakout rooms? Okay, Maggie. Just let me know if I need to repeat anything.
Maggie, did you see the breakout invite?
Didn't see the invite.
Say that again?
I didn't see the invite.
No? Okay. Okay, let me know if you see it now. Looks like Brianna might have froze. Oh, Missy, you're muted.
Okay.
Yes, she's not in the breakout room.
I'll pause this. Right.
Oh, sure, yes.
You guys turn your cameras on when you're back, please. Okay, you guys enjoy your break? Okay. All right. The next one we're going to talk about persuasive. What we're going to actually do. And you guys do pretty good with persuasive, even listening to you talk about different things. So, in persuasive, basically you want to, it's just convince me. And in the chat, you guys are going to see, I put 2 things in there for you next to each type of writing style that there is, or discourse that we have. So 2 short words that's going to help you remember it. And then after it, it's a short phrase, a short rhyming phrase that will actually help you. So you guys can copy and paste that if you need it to actually help you with your project that you're working on, but also to remember the 4 types of discourses in the business writing. So as we said, the persuasive, it's convince me. You're writing to persuade or convince the reader to believe in a product you have, to do something like an advertisement or even a debate piece that you want to do. You want to hear your part of the story, why you feel something is better or why they should go with you. It actually, in essence too, you have strategies that are going and persuasive language that you're going to use to appeal to the logic of the reader and the emotions. And Brianna, you did speak about emotions earlier too, how you make it feel. Those I am statements that I had you guys do. It helps into persuading of why you feel some way and maybe why someone else may feel that way, or actually when you're trying to do an election essence also. So when you're doing, let's say, a school election in school, you're running for a student body president, let's say. You're going to have to convince your classmates, and as your businesses, you're going to have to prevent some clients actually to vote for you, to buy your product, to invest in you, what you're doing. So you're going to talk about the great ideas you have, why you're the best choice, and then persuade everyone in school in the example of the election part of why they're better off electing you. Why are they better off using your product, using your service? And some of these things you guys done if you're in the fundamentals aspect were those sales pitches that you had the picture perfect with the bottomless cup. Some things that you think off the top of your head at times. So you're going to have proposals. It's going to be even the best thing with persuasion or marketing materials. So when you guys see different, let's say, marketing materials that you may use, what are some eye-catching things that you see that may persuade someone to actually invest in you or use your product or even utilize you for a service? I'll say Maggie.
Can you repeat that? My computer is like really, really laggy.
Okay. All right. You said it's really, really laggy? Not a problem. All right, Naya.
Can you repeat that, please?
In let's say they're saying we're talking about marketing materials. What in marketing material can persuade someone, let's say, to use any of your skincare products? The line that you what persuade? What could you put that maybe persuade somebody that would invoke, let's say, a feeling or a belief to use your products, your skincare?
Having a personal story.
Very true. Very true. All right, Brianna.
Um, I'd say like a universal goal or passion to better our world of some sort.
And how would you do that? Define that a little more when you're persuading.
Like, I mean, kind of what Anaya said, like, yeah, like to focus like on, sorry, I just don't know how to explain it very well.
You're fine, take your time.
Um, basically, like, for example, if it's like on food or like pet food or something,
Hmm.
like putting focus on like putting focus on like the actual customer who's gonna buy it, so like the pet owner, and kind of connecting it to them in some way,
Right.
like
So
having a connection.
right, like a commercial, you see them playing together and giving the
Yeah,
dog or the pet some, healthy food or something in that aspect there. Good
yeah,
job.
that's what I started.
Good job. Good job. Now, what I want to do with you guys to do for the persuasive aspect, we're gonna pitch a new school club. We're gonna do this together. You only need one sentence. What I need from you guys, develop a persuasive switch. Of course, Young Entrepreneurs Club. Of course, what we're gonna do on. So you're gonna convince someone why joining the club is beneficial. So I want one statement from each of you of why joining a Young Entrepreneurs Club could be beneficial. A persuasive statement. I'll start with Anaya.
You said start with me.
Yes, ma'am. Uh-huh.
Okay. Give me 1 second, please.
Sure.
Okay. So, why would you want to join the Young Entrepreneurs Club?
Mm-hmm. One statement. Why it could be beneficial and exciting to persuade somebody to join.
A new source of income.
That's true. We know a source of income. But how could it be wanting me as an entrepreneur? How is it beneficial other than that? A new source of income.
A way to improve upon your skills.
Okay. All right. All right. Maggie, thank you.
So my statement would be joining the young I can't really say the word.
No problem. Entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs Club will allow you to prepare for the future, gain a new family, and improve on your skills.
Okay. All right. Brianna?
Okay. So this club is beneficial because it can possibly provide networking opportunities and can actually have connect you to job opportunities or organizations, things like that.
Okay. All right. And Gian, one statement that can convince somebody why they want to join the Young Entrepreneurs Club, something that's beneficial and exciting. Just one quick statement, persuasive statement. You're muted. There you go.
How much time do I have to think about it?
It's just real quick. Just think of you as an entrepreneur. What benefit could it help somebody joining a club surrounded by like-minded people?
Okay, like it'll help you to like not need like team members. Like you might be able to just do it on your own if you have the entrepreneurship like mindset.
Well, in a club to join it, because you won't be by yourself when joining a club. So what can you gain
You
if you're in
can
a group
gain
together? If you're in a group together, what can we do together?
you can build a company together.
True. You can build a company, but you're at a club at school.
A club and you can learn how to build a company together.
Correct. Yep. And then do different activities too. So good job, you guys, identifying those things. So and sometimes, just quick little things, like we're saying, persuasive. You did good saying personal stories. How does it relate to you? And how you can relate it to others. They're doing the same thing. So the next one is a transactional writing. that we had is the fourth one. But and the transactional is just like, let's make a deal, like I put in there. It's used in every day-to-day business that you're going to use in communications, and it focuses a lot on exchanges between individuals and entities. Basically, as we said, the discourse is the form of dialogue that you have. So you have a lot of, so the dialogue that we have is emails, you have letters, order forms. As you guys were speaking about, you like the financial aspect, you guys are learning about credit and different things and different with the different instructors that you have. So the other thing, the biggest thing in transactional, actually business writing, is your business agreements. These are examples of it. So you focus on those different things. So as you guys have learned so far, what is some transactional writing that you use today? You guys use in school every day, your phones. What do you use to exchange information quickly, clearly, and efficiently? Go ahead, Brianna.
I would say emails.
Emails going to who? Who are you corresponding with?
Like for example, a teacher or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And then what you guys also do, your texting that you use too. Different types of aspects of that. Now, one thing else to do, the transaction one really quick. How would you invite a student or teacher to an event or a talent show? I need quick details like the date, the time, and how to participate and buy tickets. So this can be to a sports, it could be a sports event. What is something that you would actually do to give me those the items needed, the essential details? Something that might be happening in your school or already happened, like your spring dance or your prom or something. Not prom. Anaya?
You said like events?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. An event, because there'll be a transactional message you're going to invite students to. You're going to need something, the essentials of the date, the time, how to participate, where to buy tickets. Just give you an example. A school event like a talent show or a basketball game.
Okay, so if there was a dance concert at my school,
Mhm.
it would be on May 31st, 2024. And a way to purchase tickets is through participants and through our website.
Okay. All right. And how much would tickets be?
For students, 10, and for other parties, 15.
Okay. All right. Good job. Thank you
And
very
it's
much.
at 7 o'clock. I forgot the time.
You sure did. And I'm glad you caught that. And a 7 to what?
7 to 8.
All right. You made it short. You made a short dance. All right. We took the break already. I just did different for you guys. Now, using all four together, it's like planning a trip. And you're going to use all four together quickly. And just like I said before, easy statements, what it is. So for students to prepare, if you're going on a field trip, what are some things that you would want to know? Even from school. Why the trip will be educational, the permission slips, and payment details. So let's use the dance that Anaya, let's use that as a subject real quick for the dance part it is. What is something you would tell students to prepare for a dance? What kind of dance is it? Pick any subject.
It's a formal dance. Formal.
Okay. So what would they need for the formal dance to prepare?
They would need a nice suit and some nice pants to go with it, and some shoes and a bow tie.
Right. So we gotta get to the informal part of it. So what is the details of it? Where's the destination? Where's it gonna be at?
You
So
could
it's
say
gonna
it's
be at
located. Oh, never mind.
Go ahead.
I'd say that it's in like the school auditorium or something like that.
Okay. And why should they participate in the formal dance?
What?
The persuasive aspect. What can happen if they come to the dance?
You could say that there's lots of dancing and food. Food
Oh,
would
yeah.
definitely bring them in.
Yes, food definitely will. It definitely will. Okay. And then the transactional aspect of it, transactional discourse, permission slips and payment details. What would they need?
Maybe signature from the person.
You said permission from their parents, Maggie? Okay. And what type of payment? Payment details. How are we going to transact that?
So I was thinking like they would bring this company or the
You're choppy. Do you want to put that in the chat? I said you're choppy. Do you want to put that in the chat?
Okay.
Please.
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I would say either you could bring cash or pay online in advance, and there will be a fee for in person.
Usually it's
delivery
more.
Mhm.
Maybe you don't prepare early. Let me check the chat. All right, Maggie.
And you need to bring your ID.
Oh, got it. All right. I see Maggie. Physical cash and give it to the host. Okay. Yes, ID is what they usually do a lot too. They ask. Good job, you guys. Now we have a literary discourse and we have academic discourse, which you guys probably use every day, don't even realize it actually. Remember, discourse is just a spoken or written communication. It's between people, and especially you have a serious discussion on a particular subject. Now, the literary discourse, it refers to a presentation of thought through language. Like we did some of the I am statements that we did. You focus on creative works that you do. It can be poetry, short stories, novels, plays like we discussed to ask you guys to do. Give me an example of a play, and you guys actually read out on it. And even some nonfiction. It includes the texts that are used strictly for business communication. Again, memos, letters, and the resumes and that aspect of it. And I think you guys, what I wanted to do too, a quick thing is for literary, it has the 3 different components that we see, the types of it. So you have the poetic, that it commonly is very creative, like poems, novels, short stories, the plays. Then we have the expressive aspect of it, which is found in your academic journals, your scholarly journals. You have letters, diaries, and some actually blogs. So they contain some type of what they're trying to express to you and give off through that communication aspect of it. Then we have transactional. Again, found in instructional materials. We have manuals, that we have advertisements and editorial articles, among others. Now, one way I wanted to use for you guys to stick with it, the literary, is the poetic aspect of it. For the letters, you can choose the first or the last name, actually, of yourself. Give me just 2 letters of your first name of what describes yourself using those first 2 letters of your first name. I'll go in alpha order. Anaya, you're I'll go with first name.
The first 2 letters of my first name.
Yes, ma'am.
I would say like adjective.
Yeah, anything that describes you. The first 2 names. This is we're doing a literary disclosure under the poetic type.
Okay, so for A, I would say ambitious, and
Okay.
for N, I would say navigator.
Okay. All right. You navigate and adapt, sounds like. All right. Ambitious navigator. Okay. All right. Then we have Brianna.
I would say, let's see, probably like brave and ready.
Okay. Brave and ready. All right. That speaks to the statement you said earlier. All right. Then we have Gian.
Hmm. 2 letters that describe me, right?
Yep. The first 2 letters of your name, your first name. So J and
It has
I.
to be the 2 letters.
Say again.
Okay, J-I.
Yep.
It has to be the two first letters, all
Mm-hmm.
right. Joyful
Okay. That's the first thing I thought of.
for I. Mm, oh man, for I.
You have a hard one, and I.
Yeah, can't find anything for I.
Oh, can I help?
Yes, ma'am.
Intelligent.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. That's one.
I
Good
want to
job.
participate if I can, Missy.
I appreciate it. All right, Maggie.
So I was thinking M for magnificent and
Okay.
A for active.
Oh, so you're magnificently active. Good job, you guys. And this is just, like I said, one aspect, one type of literary discourse is the poetic. And that's one way I want you guys to remember that. The next one that we have is academic discourse. And I think you guys use this more. And actually in your conversations, when you speak to each other, don't even know it, because in a sense, it's an argumentative in nature sometimes. So you present individuals their insights of a concept or something regarding in a scholarly way. And I said, go ahead, Miss Rosie.
Missy, you skipped me. I
Oh,
was going to say
I'm sorry.
reliable for R.
Gotcha.
This is too fun for me not to pass this up. So reliable for R
Uh-huh.
and optimistic for O.
Very reliable and
Do it, Leon?
optimistic.
And Leon wants to do one too.
Go ahead.
This is fun.
All right. Oh, that's a good one. Laughable. No, not laughable.
We don't want to laugh at you.
I would say, man, L.
Loyal.
Oh, loyal. Yes, there you go.
I
Thank
was
you.
just going to say that.
Loyal.
Good job.
And then E, I would say entertaining.
Very good. So you're loyally entertaining. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. But then
It's
going
your
with
turn,
the
Missy.
one for me, I would say my first name is Crystal, and I go by Missy, obviously. For CR, I would say caring and realistic. I would say for my two. Thank you
Good one. Good one.
for that. Yes, I care for all you guys, so it goes right good to my name. But what you guys using in, well, as I said, you guys use every day is probably more academic, what you do, because when you guys have to actually write essays and you have to write some academic journals, how many times do you guys have to recite and use regarding like what author did you use or where'd you get this information from? Have you guys done some of those essays or short essays, short writings in your English classes? To say the least, or even maybe
Yes.
history, actually. You say yes, Gian? But and that's the best way to have you guys reference and what it is. And then there's a general format as you guys listen, especially as you write your body of your essays. And I know it's sometimes towards your end of your semester, maybe even your grading period, of how they tell you how to write write the paragraph. So you have your introduction, where the writer shares the significance of the topic and issues that need to be addressed. That comes with some of the discourses that we taught. And what is your intent? How are you bringing it up to someone to grab their attention? How are you using the instructional, informal, persuasive, and transactional? How are you starting that to get their attention? How are you starting the whole paper? What needs to be addressed? And you can utilize that if you have to be broad with the details, or you have to be short and concise with the transactional format. Then you have your body that you have. So then here you're going to expand more. So you're going to discuss the methods that you're using to gather, as we said, those scholarly journals, or how are we going to get those methods to use and what we're actually building that service when it comes to your business. You present your findings and you interpret them. So maybe for you, Anaya, when it comes to some of the skincare, you sit and say you have some medical journals or you have some scientific information that comes to, and Gian, I think when you use with your trucking and you're saying, keeping the goods safe, the product safe, what are some safety regulations? What is your percentage of how well you provided so many safe deliveries. Your stats are this, your drivers are caring. Like you said, they're taking more into care of what product they're giving. They're acting like it is their own as they're pursuing that. Then you're going to wrap it up in the conclusion aspect of it in your academic discourse, your general format again. So basically, you're going to restate the claims. You're going to restate what you said in the beginning, similar to how we write paragraphs or we write our papers, we break it down. You're going to start your stance on it if it comes into a debatable topic when you're writing your aspect of it and your view on it, your insights. Do you have some recommendations for it? And are there further studies? Sometimes there's studies that are ongoing that are still going, that you can still provide that. So in your academic discourse, as we said, when you're writing, you have your introduction, body, conclusion. But in anything you write, in anything you do or say, you have actually these elements. Even in your 30-second pitch, we had asked you guys, introduce it. Where can you get it? How are we going to want to buy your product? How are we going to want to use your service? Even in your writing. So you just translate what you say verbally into your writing. How clear and concise are you going to be? So these last three here are very essential. Your skeleton and what you're building when you write for your business, and even talking. When you guys talk and tell me what you want to do or what ideas you're having. So these are the three things. Miss Rosie, they're going to need the survey in the chat. You can put that in there, please.
Yes, absolutely.
For them to actually to complete before that. So when sticking out for you guys right now, what is a takeaway that you guys can take away from this session? Brianna?
I would say that it has allowed me to understand the different types or forms of how to write. So informative, persuasive, things like that. And it allows me to know when to do that and when to actually use that and in what occasion. Like the examples that you showed, like the activities that we did together and partnerships. I think that was very good because it allowed us to figure out in a specific situation. So yeah, things like that, I'd say.
Okay. All right. Anaya? You're muted. There you go.
What did you say? I don't
What's
know.
a takeaway from this session?
It was the informative one because I think that I was trying to put my opinion in it at first, but then the more I thought about it, and Brianna kind of helped me a little bit to understand that it's not about your opinion, it's just give them the information and don't put your self-bias into it.
Right. A lot of times we do put it in there, our biases and our experiences, they actually participate in some of that. So we do have to be careful of it, but I'm glad that she did help you with that. All right. Gian?
So for this session, I would say that we did a lot of interactive work. Like we did those four of the four business writing types. We did those groups and I like that.
Okay. All right. And Maggie?
So just like Brianna said, I learned about the instructional, informational, persuasive, and transactional way of writing, and I didn't know about it before, so it was interesting to learn.
Okay. All right. When Miss Rosie puts that in the chat, you guys are free to complete it. And when you are done, you are free to actually exit. But I appreciate you guys and thank you. Your feedback is important. So thank you for interacting with me today.
Yes, it is. And I just want to chime in real quick. I'm having to email it to myself.
Okay.
Miss Latoya sent it, but she texted it to me, so I have to email it to
That's
myself.
what I do.
And yeah,
I have to do that.
I was like, how am I supposed to do that? And I was like, just text it. I was like, but how? I mean, just copy it over. I was like, how? So just email it. So yeah, my brain is too fried to be thinking all this stuff at once. All right.
I do it on my phone. I do that. I'll copy and paste it on my phone email, stick it in my email, then I'll get it out the email off my computer.
Right, but I was rushing. I'm like, where is it? I'm under pressure now.
That's
Oh
that
my
song
goodness.
on Happy Feet, Under Pressure.
Yeah. All right, here we go. I got it. Here we
All right.
go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There we go.
Yep.
All
Let's
right,
get
everybody.
that.
And before you all drop off, really quickly, we're going to continue to say this, or remind you all of the gala that's coming up. Who intends to be there? Like who? I know, I believe Maggie, you RSVP. Brianna, I'm not sure. I think you might have RSVP, or maybe not. But okay, Gian, good. All right. So you all have the information. What about you, Anaya?
I have to see as far as getting there.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we would love to have all of you guys there. Like we have an evening full of exceptional things happening that night that we, and you guys are our honorees for the evening, right? For our fall series. So not only did you complete and accomplish the fundamental series, but you're also completing, and I believe will accomplish or continue and accomplish the receiving your certificate for the advanced series. And so I just want to make sure that everyone is aware that the emails are going out. We are sending information in the chat, the WhatsApp chat. And if you have any questions or anything that you guys need from us to help make a more informed decision, please, please, please reach out. Let me know if you're having any problems or anything, if you have any transportation issues or anything like that, just let me know in advance so we can, try to help you guys out. Maggie, you have your hand raised?
Yeah.
For the gala, do our parents have to come?
That would be amazing. At least one, somebody from your family. Like, yeah, this is us honoring you. So absolutely, if they can, or at least somebody you can come with, who could be there to support you. Absolutely.
She said, do they have to come?
They don't have to. No. I just no, they don't have to come. I mean, absolutely, and we would love for them to be there, but they do not have to come. No. I apologize. I missed that. Do they have to come? No. Should they be there? We would love for them to be.
Right.
But yes, they don't have to come. No.
Gian, go ahead.
Also, how do we reserve our seats in the gala?
So you guys should have been receiving emails. Like we've been sending the emails out pretty frequently. We just sent one out this afternoon, and then had a correction because the day and the date didn't match. So we pulled the email and sent an updated correction for that. And then we're also sending the information via the chat. So you should have seen it circulating in the WhatsApp group chat. If you're part of the group chat, which I believe you are, Gian, you should see it there. So it's the Evite link, and then just make sure you use for the code. Let me stop this recording.